Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Assassin, and we're back with some more content for you. We are over here on some Black Ops 6. The Call of Duty champs are going to be kicking off very soon. They're doing like the second major at the moment or something. The other day I was watching the Professional League. It was actually really fun. I haven't watched professional Call of Duty in quite a bit. As of late, I've been checking it out. I've been watching 100 Thieves, Optic, Atlanta FaZe, the Toronto Ultra, whoever that was we just looked at. They're really good, like ridiculously good. Watch them play, was it FaZe maybe? I don't know. My brain is kind of mush at the moment. I don't really have anything in particular to say about Call of Duty. It seems like nobody does at this point. In the terms of like Call of Duty and things going on, there's not a whole lot to say. Everybody wants to complain about Call of Duty, and a lot of them are rooting for its downfall, or at least hoping for its downfall so that maybe something better comes out of it, which is a good thing because Call of Duty has been down and down bad for quite a while. Imagine if there was a world where there was no Call of Duty. It's something I wanted to like talk about in more detail when it comes to like a video or something, because I think it'd be really interesting to be like, well, there's no Call of Duty anymore, so there's nothing for you to complain about. Kind of like a double-edged sword for those channels that have nothing but negative things to say, and I can't really blame them. It's a lot of negativity around Call of Duty, and it has been for quite a while. Nothing is going on. It's all been very slow. The news output is low. Doesn't seem like the boys over there at Treyarch or Activision are really publicizing Verdansk a whole lot. They haven't been really promoting it, but that's the latest and greatest thing that is supposed to save Call of Duty. But honestly, today I don't even really want to talk about Call of Duty. The one thing I do want to talk about is Ubisoft and their games. So if you guys weren't aware, we are playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, or at least we're attempting to here on the channel. It's our first single-player game that I am doing a series on. I'm gonna finish it out, even if the reception isn't like super good or anything. I think I'm gonna finish it regardless, just because I really want to do a full series, and I think it would be fun to do it on Assassin's Creed. Anyways, the game itself seems to be pretty fine. Runs great, at least on my system. I mean, I do have a 4090, I have a i9, so I've got, you know, a pretty beastly system. So I didn't expect there to be any issues, but I had seen that there was a ton of people saying that they've had tons of issues trying to get this thing to run. It is poorly optimized, you know, everything under the sun that you can think of. But that wasn't my issue. So Ubisoft, like most companies, they want you to have their own client. So I'm over here on PC. It's not like Xbox where I can just plug it in and everything works, which is something I kind of miss, because when it comes to stuff like this, they want me to have their own launcher. But their launcher, I didn't buy the game from. I basically buy all of my games on Steam. I don't care to have multiple different launchers. I want just one thing that I can open up and play and call it good, you know? But in this case, the only way to run a Ubisoft game, as far as I'm aware, you need to have Ubisoft Connect. So for Rainbow Six Siege, for X-Defiant, those games, I also had this same issue. I try to play the game, it just does not want to open no matter what I do. Anything I do to it won't open. I tried to run it as administrator, tried to run it in compatibility for Windows 7, Windows 8, different types of compatibility for it. Nothing seemed to make it open. What I went ahead and did is I uninstalled it multiple different times. I also went ahead and uninstalled Ubisoft Connect. I tried opening Ubisoft Connect by itself. I tried closing all of my separate programs. So I'm like, all right, let's shut all these down. Let's give it nothing to, you know, have any issues with. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I do with it. It's just that Ubisoft Connect is a piece of shit. Does not want to work. And it's the same thing for like EA. They have their own like EA Play thing or whatever the hell it's called, and it's trash. It's so annoying, and it's a terrible experience. And I'm looking on the forums, so I tried for multiple hours. I basically spent an entire night trying to get this thing to work. Couldn't get it, no matter what I did. Didn't matter. I tried everything. And then the next day, for some reason, after uninstalling, reinstalling, eventually I was able to get it to open. And the game has only been out for a couple days for Assassin's Creed Shadows, and so like there's not really any helpful information. There's these like typical AI slop videos that are posted over and over again trying to tell you to do like all these basic steps, and none of those are like helping you. It's not specific. It's really terrible. Hate that those videos even exist. Click on one, I start to watch the video, I realize it's not going to help me. I click on another video with a different title, different thumbnail, and of course it's the same video posted again, just on a different channel. It's a bunch of bullshit slop, and it's terrible. So I was like severely pissed off the entire time trying to figure out how to make this game work. eventually, for a miracle, I don't know what happened, me unlinking my Steam account from Ubisoft Connect, maybe that's what fixed it. Maybe it was me reinstalling this shit over and over and over again. I have no idea. But eventually, I managed to get it to run. So my basis for like this entire video is that that shit is ass. I don't want a Bethesda launcher. I don't want an EA Play launcher. I don't want the Ubisoft Connect shit. It's all ass. I don't want it. Please stop forcing it on us. Even PlayStation with their ports or whatever, you have to sign in with like a PlayStation account and all this shit. Just put it on Steam. Just let me use Steam. Steam has a monopoly on the, you know, market space. I know that's probably like a bad thing, all things considered. I like it all in one spot. It's really easy. It's nice to use. I don't have to fiddle with anything. It's just such a pain to try and get this stuff to work, especially with a game that had just came out. I have definitely put in some major hours on their titles. Rainbow Six Siege, I played for weeks and months and years. I played so much Rainbow Six Siege that was all I did every single day. I had a group of friends in middle school and in high school. You know, we played this stuff religiously. And then on top of that, they own one of my favorite IPs, Tom Clancy's The Division. The Division, the first game, I sunk in so many hours. I probably have hundreds upon hundreds of hours in that game. Terrific. I love the game. I wish I didn't like Ubisoft games. The start of the playthrough for Assassin's Creed Shadows, I mentioned that, you know, it's kind of a hot take, but I absolutely loved Unity. Assassin's Creed Unity was so much fun. I had such a good time playing it with my friend and then just playing online. The whole concept of playing an Assassin's Creed game with a friend, doing like the co-op style of stuff was so good. Honestly, I hope they bring it back in some capacity. That's what I just keep hoping for. Oh man, my aim is terrible. I really enjoy Ubisoft. They're just like so terrible at the majority of things that they do for some reason. They shut down in something that I was like super pissed off about. I should probably make like a whole video on it. The Division series had a game that was supposed to come out. It was a free-to-play game made by one of the studios that helped with The Division. It was Red Storm Entertainment. They were doing The Division Heartland. I didn't get into the alpha or the testing or anything like that. I was in the testing for the first Division, but this new free-to-play game, I didn't even get a chance to touch. I've seen the gameplay for the alpha. I've checked it out a little bit here and there, but that game's never coming out. They decided to cancel it. Maybe it was in development hell. I have no idea the actual story behind it. I'm assuming eventually one day we'll hear everything that happened to that game, or at least I hope so. But they shut that game down. I was really looking forward to it. So hopefully the Division 3 eventually comes out one day, unless Ubisoft has to get like bought out by Tencent. It'll be like a half and half like buyout type of thing. Maybe it'll be worse with Tencent. Maybe it'll be better. I'm not holding my breath. I just really hate that I enjoy their IPs so much. I can't imagine how people feel about Splinter Cell. I haven't played a Splinter Cell game in such a long time. I mean, they haven't released a Splinter Cell game in a very long time either. I know that Blacklist was supposed to be pretty decent, or at least the multiplayer was, in some form or capacity. The like multiplayer of that was supposed to be pretty good, and I don't know, I feel for those guys because they just can't catch a break. Skull and Crossbones, or whatever it's called, the one that's like trying to mimic Sea of Thieves, but it's just not happening. That game is somehow gonna be like updated through this next year. They're really putting their eggs into the basket for that for some reason. I don't know why they would ever do that. That game was dead before it was ever released. I remembered seeing something that said they only released the game because of contractual obligations with like some foreign government that they were releasing it. I wish nothing but the best for the game. Like, we want good games. We're just unfortunately stuck in this position with Ubisoft and the decisions that they make, and it's just... Maybe the best case scenario is they get bought out, and then maybe my gripes and everything will actually be alleviated. I doubt it, but I can dream, right? It would be very nice for us to consistently get good games from these IPs. Better updates for Rainbow Six Siege. I mean, that Rainbow Six Siege update is something that I was thinking about covering just because it was so interesting to me that they spent all that time with the update, and some of the update features are like really lame. Only did like half of the maps, just all sorts of wacky stuff. Maybe we'll go back and play some Rainbow Six. I just feel like there's so many people that play Rainbow, and they're much better than I ever will be. They've dedicated their lives to this game, but we could check out like the updates, play it. There's There's nothing else quite like Siege. And the same with The Division. I wish there was a game that could even come close to The Division, even though it won't be the same experience, but we'll go check out the Dark Zone. We'll play it. What's actually funny is me being such a big fan of the first game, the second game I've literally never played. I bought it and everything. I have it installed on my Xbox. I just haven't played. I should really try it out. The game just isn't as good as the first one, is kind of like the general consensus. I mean, the first game had such hype behind it. I remember watching that same trailer, the E3 trailer, over and over again, super analyzing every little detail. I was locked in. Same with like Titanfall. I felt the same way about that game. I just wanted to consume more and more content of it. Man, I just wish we had more content from Ubisoft that was good, and I hope to hell they do not ever use this Ubisoft Connect shit ever again. It's so bad. I don't care that it links in and gives me achievements and does all this shit. It's just annoying to have to use, especially when it doesn't even work. It was literally preventing me from opening my game. I know I'm just bitching at this point, but it's like, come on. The worst part about it too is that because every time I'd open it, it was counting like a couple seconds of playtime on Steam. So eventually, if I maybe never managed to get into it, I would have had enough playtime for Steam to say, no, you couldn't refund the game. And I think that's insane. I joined into a match where they're being triple capped. There is choppers in the sky. Yeah, this seems totally fair and cool. I'm glad that they decided to put me in here. Call of Duty matchmaking system at its finest. There's like no point for me to even be in here. I mean, I could potentially change the outcome of this match, but do I even want to? Do I even want to deal with it? The only reason I'm even over here on Call of Duty is to get the rest of these like Archies, the rest of these Clovers, because yeah, we're just backing out of here. Why am I even in this lobby? I can't wait for the day where we're actually able to turn off join in progress. Just give me an option to toggle it on. That'd be great. I've also been dealing with some weird audio issues. If you've noticed, well, hopefully you haven't, but now I'm gonna make it more prominent by saying it. We've been having these like little weird phantom audio glitches in my mic, and I don't know what it's caused from. It could be because of like the way I'm talking, making like mouth sounds and shit like that. I don't know how to describe what I'm talking about. So like there's like mouth noises that I could be making that are making these sounds. And so I got myself some water next to me. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Very important to consume lots of water. I used to not be very good about that, but that's like all I drink now. I'm trying to make sure that I'm like pronunciating my words correctly, so I don't have to deal with these weird noises because they're very audible. They're very annoying, and I can't just like get rid of them, or at least I don't know how to get rid of them. I'm too stupid. The Siren 9mm on this map on Warhead is probably like the worst decision I could ever make. I've been seeing a lot of people complain about the Terminator skin. Apparently like there's some type of bug going on with it, or maybe it's just the Terminator skin to begin with, because I thought that it was already hard to see. Like it felt kind of cheesy. Like the Rose skin from the Modern Warfare games, like the skin for that was also pretty like invisible, but the Terminator skin I felt like was way worse. The skeleton of it, I mean the hitbox is the same, but like the visual skeleton, the metal skeleton is like so much thinner and it's hard to see. Guess like maybe now there's like a glitch with it, or people are just now getting wise to it and they're like, yeah, this sucks. I can't see it. I can't believe that guy just did that to me. Hopefully we're not making any of those noises. Editing Assassin will figure that out, and then he'll either be pissed off or he'll be just, you know, peachy keen. I feel like I say such stupid shit like peachy keen. I say lots of like goofy shit, and I don't mean to. I don't know. I try to be like a word wizard and try to like speak, and then I just say really dumb shit. Oh, well, we got a triple kill. We're trying to get headshots. Is that dude shooting my body? I can't believe he's shooting my body. I would really like to get to level 1000, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna sink in enough time to be at level 1000, because at this point, I'm only ever playing for like events and like content. There's so many other things that I would like to enjoy and play. The finals, if you guys haven't seen that video as well, I've been doing a lot of different stuff recently. The finals was fun to play. I enjoyed playing that. I mean, I'm always gonna be here. We're always gonna be playing Call of Duty. It just kind of depends on how much Call of Duty I'm playing at that time is based upon, you know, the content that they're pushing out. So if they can continue to pump out content, more events, and like proper events, because I feel like a lot of the events recently have been half-baked. They haven't been really finished at all. I'm getting shit on really hard right now, and I don't know why. I feel like the sleeper agent stuff is so lame. That's like even worse than Invis. Who was it? It was the dude who'd say like wet work. It was in Black Ops 3. I think he could go invisible. There was someone that could go invis. Like that shit's cheesy. In the case of like completely disguising yourself as a team player, that's pretty wacky. Got ourselves tied camo. That's good. We are one step closer to finishing out the majority of the weapons here for dark matter. I would have to subjugate myself. I don't even know if subjugate is like the correct word. I'd have to subject myself. I think that's the correct word. If I wanted to get all of the dark matter on every single weapon, I'd have to do the melees. And there's like 4 or 5 melees because all of the Ninja Turtles, of course, had to have their own melee. Funny enough, the best thing about that entire event was the game mode, and it's no longer here. I wish it was sticking around. It was so much fun. I had such a good time playing that game mode. We are losing so badly. It's not even funny. I ran out of bullets. Yeah, this dude on the enemy team was crushing hardcore. Needs to get himself back to ranked play where he belongs. I haven't even touched ranked play in Black Ops 6 yet. I don't even know if I want to. I've only collected 755 out of the 1800 that I need to complete this Clover Craze event. That is, that's depressing. Anyways, well, that's been my rant for today. I just had to talk about how shitty Ubisoft Connect is. I appreciate you guys. Let me know what you think of the Ubisoft Connect stuff or anything like that. Do you enjoy having to open up a second launcher and then potentially it not work? Like, it's goofy. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.